Hi, and thank you for choosing SHABBATTO, the world's most advanced Shabbat-approved mobility scooter. In this video, we will go over the installation and activation of the Shabbat mechanism on the SHABBATTO scooter by Moving Life. This video relates to the SHABBATTO and SHABBATTO Max models, approved for use by Summit. For further information, we recommend you read the user's manual, which you receive together with the scooter. Before we begin to travel, let's get to know the parts of the Shabbat mechanism. Power and standby button, lights button, speed limitation button, driving direction button, blue indicator light to show active status, USB cable for electrical connection between the Shabbat mechanism and the scooter, flexible strap for attaching the mechanism to the handlebar, plastic sign to prevent Maris Ein. This step is only performed before the first use of the product. There is no need to repeat it. Take the Shabbat mechanism out of the packaging. Affix it to the center of the scooter's handlebar. Connect the power cord to the USB outlet situated under the display screen on the handlebar of the scooter. Make sure that you connect the USB cable correctly by keeping the USB logo facing up. Ensure that the power is switched off. Press and hold the power button and the plus button simultaneously on the scooter's control panel in order to obtain the select mode menu. The word units should appear on the screen. Press the power button again until the word pair appears on the display screen. Press the plus button on the scooter's control panel in order to connect the Shabbat mechanism to the scooter. The letter P will appear on the screen, flashing. Press any other button on the Shabbat mechanism and wait for around 8 seconds. Exit the Select Mode menu by pressing on the Power button located on the scooter's control panel for a few seconds. The scooter will shut down. From this moment, the Shabbat mechanism is paired to the scooter, and there is no need to repeat the above action again. When not in use for Shabbat mode, the Shabbat mechanism can be disconnected from the scooter. In order to avoid a situation where the scooter's battery is drained prematurely, please fully charge it and operate the Shabbat mechanism as close as possible to the beginning of Shabbat. Then turn on your scooter and set it to Shabbat mode. Start by attaching the Shabbat mechanism to the scooter by tying the flexible lead around the central part of the handlebar. Attach the USB cable to the socket located on the dashboard under the screen. Set the scooter into Shabbat mode by pressing the power and standby button. Check that the blue lamp on the Shabbat mechanism is lit. Operate the Shabbat mechanism by pressing the power and standby button. After a few seconds, the word SHABBATTO will appear on the scooter's display screen. The scooter will go into drive mode and move forwards and backwards at a very slow speed due to existing current modulation technique. The system is now in Shabbat mode, and the buttons on the Shabbat mechanism and throttle work according to the principle of grammar and in direct operation. It is recommended that you set the speed with the plus button on the Shabbat mechanism before Shabbat starts. Attach the plastic sign to the rear of the scooter in order to avoid Maris Ein, also known as the appearance of transgression. Standby mode. In order to extend battery life during Shabbat, the scooter will enter standby mode 20 minutes after the scooter was last moved. Every 5 minutes, the scooter will turn on for 1 minute. After the scooter turns on, it will be in drive mode. This will be indicated on the screen. Now you can start riding again. If you wish to manually exit standby mode and enter drive mode, you can press the power and standby button on the Shabbat remote. After 4 to 8 seconds delay, the result of grammar, you will see the change on the screen. Now you can start riding again. Drive mode. When in drive mode, the scooter will continually move slightly backwards and forwards. This may or may not be noticeable, depending on the surface that the scooter is resting on. Drive mode will be indicated on the screen by presenting the figures 1 to 6. To begin riding, press the throttle button. The scooter will begin moving. To stop riding, release the throttle. If necessary, use the brake lever to slow it down. Horn. Use of the horn is prohibited on Shabbat, except in an emergency. If used, the horn will sound immediately with no grammar time delay. Maximum speed setting. During Shabbat, the scooter can travel at a maximum speed of 6.4 kilometers per hour. To change the speed, press the speed setting button located on the Shabbat mechanism. Each click increases speed by 1 kilometer per hour. After pressing the speed setting button, there is a 4 to 8 second delay before the change of speed and display occurs. To reduce the maximum speed, keep pressing the button until the number 1 appears on the screen. You can then increase to the desired maximum speed. Change of driving direction. Press the Change Direction button in order to reverse direction of the scooter. After pressing the button, there is a 4 to 8 second delay before the reverse of direction occurs. Lights. Press the Light button in order to turn the lights on or off. After pressing the button, there is a 4 to 8 second delay before the lights go on or off. It is important to know the following. Before Shabbat starts, please make sure that the scooter's battery is fully charged. Charging the battery on Shabbat is not permitted. Due to grammar indirect operation, after a button is pressed, there will be a time delay before the operation commences. Pressing the button multiple times will not speed up the process. The plastic sign should be attached on the back part of the seat rest in order to make passers-by aware that the scooter is operating with a Shabbat mechanism. This is to prevent the appearance of Shabbat transgression. During Shabbat, the battery status will be randomly displayed on the screen. We wish you a safe and enjoyable ride.